Well, we've nipped down to a little car park here in Les Houches, and look at that. I mean, it is just... So if you remember our other film, we were right, you can just see the spine, or the little spike on the top of that. That was, of course, our Aire du Midi that we took you up the other day, and you can't see him now, but you can just pick up when the cable cars come up. You can just see a speck in the distance going up onto that point, and that was the, of course, the incredible view that we had when we were up there of the active glacier still, and there's the actual summit of Mont Blanc that we were looking across to when we were up at the Aire du Midi. So I mean, it's amazing. And this Les Houches is the village we're in now. Nicky grabbing some shots definitely needed here. The village here, just where we've come through from the car park last night, there's a load of cafes and a little it's like a little obviously another ski resort here, but a lot of takeoff points, a lot of hikers preparing all there, and it looks bizarre because we're in this sort of 25 degrees odd, and they're all putting ice axes on and huge great boots and God knows what. So there must be some sort of, well, whether it's a cable car for part of it or whether it is literally a hike. I mean, it beggars belief that you would set off in the morning and at some stage you might even be up there by the start. I don't know how long it would take, but it would probably take me about 7 weeks, I expect. But what an amazing spot though, isn't it? Just absolutely incredible to think that Resi the Moho there, and just behind us there, Europe's highest mountain. Extraordinary. We're but a mere speck in the car park, wondering in the beauty of the mountain. Oh, there you go, you can just see now. Just see the cable car to the left of the spike on top of the mountain, starting to come that descent that we took you on in the other film. What an amazing place to come with a moho. You got to do it, guys. If you can, you got to do it. Well, good morning to you all. We're down just south of Molina, and we're en route. We left Les Houches near Chamonix yesterday, did about 230 miles, had enough of driving as we didn't leave till about midday, and therefore dropped in, popped onto Park for Night, found this tiny little site. Which is, well, I say tiny little, the actual space is quite good, but it's the Aire Naturelle Le Moulinas, I think, something like that. I'll stick it up on the screen for you, but it offered for 12 quid a night. It then offered electric for another £2.50, so we took electric for that price, saves a little bit more gas. And obviously 12 quid overall, 14 quid 50 overall was a steal, because it's a lovely spot. Look at that, and you basically meet a lovely lady, elderly lady, back at an old farm complex there in a really beautiful old stone barn. No credit cards, no contactless, it's cash only. so bring cash if you're going to stop here. And then she just directs you down here and says go and find a spot. There's a couple of hookup posts, of which we've obviously got one there. There's another one down there somewhere, and you just go and find your own spot. Park in the field. There's this bit, there's then that bit there, there's some more down there which I'll show you. I think they called it Aire Naturelle, so I think that probably means that it's a euphemism for being fairly basic, but actually when you're out camping and you just need an overnight stop, then I've not got a problem at all with basic. It's got drinking water, it's got toilets, it's got showers, none of which are 5-star, but they all work. Water's warm, so really, who needs to spend 40 quid a night when you can spend 12 and get perfectly reasonable facilities like this? Absolutely fantastic. There's the little sanitation block, isn't it quaint? Some barbecues on the outside. And this is just a walk down. Oh wow, smell of something flowering around here. It smells like honeysuckle. Absolutely amazing. It's pretty early, it's about 7:15 in the morning. We've got our last stretch to do. I say last stretch, it's our next stretch to do. We're heading for Argel-sur-Mer, and there you go. There's a little view of the fields. There's another hookup post just there, and you just go and find your pitch. Look at them all buried away in the woods there. It is a proper get away from it. Natural, beautifully tree covered area. There's Rizzy the motorhome up there, which is just perfect for one night. Outside basins for washing up, you name it. Little hot water tank on the roof there. It definitely has seen a few years service without a doubt. Oh look, got some fruit coming on these ones. Well, and yes, it is pretty early because we are going to try and get on the road, get down to Argel-sur-Mer, which is about another 200 miles, and we're hoping that we may find somewhere to go static for a while. Might even be for a couple of weeks. Fancy soaking up a bit of med sun, trying to get down close to the med if we can, and fancy that area of France, well, almost on the Spanish border there, down Perpignan, which is actually south of Perpignan, Argel-sur-Mer and Bagnols-sur-Mer. So we're looking forward to perhaps finding somewhere near the med where we can walk the kayak to, perhaps get Peggy off the trailer, have a few punts out around the countryside down there on the edge of the Pyrenees. So yeah, hopefully a couple of weeks static coming up. Oh, and I nearly forgot to mention it, so I'll have to come and show you as well. They've even got a little pool here. Which again you wouldn't describe as similar to some of these 5-star resorts, but it looks very clean, it works, and it's obviously completely free for anyone staying here. Look at that. Fancy a dip when you get here, then yeah, very nice too. And look at that, there's that old farmhouse, isn't that lovely? The owner lives in there as well. There's a reception area up at the end there, which is sort of part of what was, I guess, the barn part of the house. It's one of those lovely buildings that sort of includes the barn and the farm bill, sort of bit of a, perhaps what was an animal store at the end, and then the accommodation side there. Look at that lovely old building. And an absolutely charming lady who met us last night. We didn't get here till about 7:30, something like that, but of course, because she lives there, it was absolutely no problem with a little ring of the bell. There's a little bell to the right of the door and reception. And despite being 7:30, she appeared and was absolutely wonderful to deal with. Lovely lady. So there we go, that's the Aire Naturelle Le Moulinas. Pretty warm when we hit here yesterday. It was about, even at 7:30 it was still in the 29-30 range, but then a little bit of a cool breeze as it got later last night. See, there we are buried in the trees there. And temperatures down on the med, hitting the early 30s now, so fantastic. Looking forward to a bit of sunshine. See you on the road. Interesting. Car reversing that long. So about 200 odd miles on the peage. So let's see what that costs us. Yes. Line nicking up by the window there. Yeah, it's given us a clearance, and it's come up on the watch.
So that's £40.17.
£40 and 17 pence for
euros, that's
46 euros, yeah, 46.50 euros, about 200 odd miles on the motorway.
And we've just arrived down at the Med, and it looks lovely. Look at that sea. Can't wait to get in that. Wow. Pyrenees in the distance?
Yes, wow. Might get up there on Peggy.
Absolutely, wow, look at that. The beaches look lovely. And the campsite that we're staying in is called Camping Le Soleil. Well, we're hopefully going to be staying in.
Where did you find it this morning?
We just found it by entering into... Was it Pitch Up?
Yeah.
Oh, was it Pitch Up? Yeah. So we're just going to have to take a look at what pictures they've got available there. They said we can come in and have a look, so that's what we're going to do. If it looks good, we'll stay. And we've arrived at Camping Le Soleil. So we were thinking we might stop at Camping Le Soleil in Argel-sur-Mer, but we had a look at it and the pitch wasn't quite big enough for us, and they only had one left. So we pinpointed another site in Spain. So we're at the top end of Spain. We're about 20 minutes away from a campsite called Camping Rubina.
Well, look at that to wake up to, eh? Rubina Resort, northeastern Spain. Had to start here really, showing you around the place, didn't I? Because, look at that, sunrise up. coming up to 7 AM, but you can see why it's worth getting up at this crazy time of the day to come out and have a look round with the sun coming up. Wow, little cafe there as well on the beach, another little one there. Stunning, sea lovely and warm. And then straight down this path ahead is the entrance into Rubina Resort. There we go. Hop, skip and a jump. Look at this. Bit of rain overnight. It was actually a very localised thunder shower that came straight over the top of us. And the grass, you could hear the grass breathing a sigh of relief, saying, oh, at last, a bit of water. Anyway, here's the back gate in, and it's a proximity tag which they give you at reception to let you in. And then as you saw briefly from those swift aerial shots, it's quite a big site here. Got a number of these little cabins, bungalows I think they call them, and then of course a stack of avenues, interlocking, zigzagging, crisscrossing, which form the bulk of the whole property. A good scattering of sanitary blocks of on each of the pitches, which I'll show you in a minute. You've obviously got fresh water and grey water drop, and then obviously in the many sanitary facilities around the site, then you've got your black water drop out as well. What a morning, eh, though? Look at that. Wow. Don't think that rainwater is going to last for long. Good sized pitches. You get a choice of pitch size. I think the one wasn't masses left actually. It's pretty busy here, as you can see. It's quite full, and we managed to get a pitch that I think is 100 square metres. I think they said, so great size, enough to fit Peggy and the trailer and all the other bits and bobs on. Somebody off early this morning. Loads of recycling areas and general waste bins all around the site. But then what's really lovely are these, it looks like they've sort of added a couple of new blocks, this being one straight in front of us, and then another one to the right there. Look at that. After a torrential thunderstorm last night, they've still got to keep that grass nice and green. And I have to say, the bit we're looking at there is absolutely spectacular. A 60 metre pool, yeah, 60. Incredible. Don't think I've never been to a site with a pool that big. And at the moment, it looks like the only occupant is a seagull in the pool, getting first choice before 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in fact, 9 o'clock, when the pool actually opens. But then just above there, in the distance, that building, that is a gym on the first floor level there, which is absolutely lovely. And I have to admit that I've actually been in there. No, not just to look round, but I actually did use a couple of the exercise machines. Shock horror. And this is the other complex. We had a meal in here the first night we arrived. Really good value meal, absolutely heaps of it, and really nicely done. There's a little supermarket in there. There's obviously a takeaway bit, but and also the sit-down bit for the food. And again, if I can get in there early doors, I'll give you a quick look inside. I will. That's the reception area where we arrived yesterday. Really lovely staff in there. Obviously, speak any language you want. It is an AXI site, so if you've got an AXI card, then obviously you might be able to get a discount through that. But they also do other discounts which we qualified for. We were going to stay for 2 weeks, but we're now staying for slightly less, but still long enough to qualify for a 10% discount. I think if it's over 8 nights you get a 10% discount, and then if it's over 20 nights you get a 20% discount. So then through reception, just on the left here, nice little games area, sort of football court area there, stroke basketball, Yeah, so we got a 10% discount, which was actually greater than we would have got with Axie, so that overrode the Axie, but very helpful staff in there. And then straight away you're into some of these lovely facilities. That'll give you an idea of the some of the stamps of approval, Axie symbol there as well. And plenty of information there in the reception area of what to do and what to see in the local area. Got the mini club if you've got some smaller people coming with you. Plenty of fun in there. And then one of the several sort of outdoor eating spaces as well. Looks like we're going to have a scorcher today, so I think we might try and get out in the kayak. Go and have an explore. Empuriabrava. It's a place which has got a sort of labyrinth of canal access to an enormous housing area that's near to us, within a few hundred metres, and all the houses seem to be served by canals. So if you've got a few pennies to spare, then get yourself a little villa here with its own mooring thrown in. Although I have to say, this will do us for the minute. On a fabulous little site next door here at Rubina. And the pool area here, which is steaming nicely there. Look at that, doing all the morning tests and cleaning before it opens. But all this grass area is just available for dropping your towels down or bringing your chairs to from your pitch, and finding a spot in the shade or in the sun, whatever takes your fancy. Isn't it nicely laid out there? Loads of space. And for the short time we've been here so far, it's hardly ever been of any sort of busy, so there's always plenty of room for swimming if you fancy doing some 60-metre lengths. I swim a bit like a brick, so I may not be doing too many 60-metre lengths. Just give you a shot from up on the balcony there and you'll get an idea of the size of the complex. And over the other side of the path from the pool, look at that. That's a fantastic area for smaller people, or bigger people I guess as well. It's pretty substantial. Fantastic setup of play area, some pétanque courts just beyond there. Lovely. So a quick hop up the stairs. Very nice little area just outside the gym. Lift there if you need it. And then they've got this lovely balcony area where they do lots of crazy exercise classes if you fancy it, with lots of weird and wonderful things that they strap up onto these for different types of aerobics and God knows what. But look at that. Wow. So not only storm watered last night, but irrigated again this morning. But it's most definitely the biggest pool I've ever been in. Got his remote pool hoover doing its thing. Isn't that lovely there? And then we're looking over half the site there, and then behind me over this side is the other half, and also in fact out that way as well. The smell that we're getting up here this morning is amazing. It's all these bougainvilleas and that are in flower. Absolutely fabulous. That looks like this morning's punishment going out there. And then look at this. Fabulous facility. Everything you could possibly want to put yourself through a bit of pain while you're on holiday. I managed one of the exercise bikes yesterday, but who couldn't when you can look out on this? Another outdoor area. And then right down the end there, back corner of the site. That's where Resi the Moho is pitched. You could do a lot worse than booking yourself some time here. Anyway, before we show you the pitch, let's just go and pop over to the shops area and show you that as well. If you're fancying a trip down to northern Spain. This area here, just next to the pool, you can sit around on that after you've been in the pool if you fancy it. But this area is not open at the moment. We're June 2023. Not open yet. It's like a sort of, you know, fast food type cafe, burger type place. But really nice finish in all of these buildings. Tell they're pretty new. Massive showers and changing spaces here. Locker room in there if you want to lock your valuables away, perhaps while you're swimming or at the gym. It's a really well thought through. Right, let's take you up this way and over towards the shops. Several of these dotted around the site. These are the slightly older than the gym building. These are the slightly older sanitary facilities with a black water drop and those sorts of things at each one. But yeah, kept, as you can imagine, kept very clean, regularly patrolled and really pristine. The size of those pitches could fit most things on there, that's for sure. And of course, what better place to start than with the menu? Give you an idea of what they do. And there's more as well. Pizzas, you name it. Loads of stuff. So you can see the shop's got just about anything and everything you can need. Not massive, but you know, all the essentials, a few camping essentials you can imagine, then a few of your daily bread and water and a chilled section, but again really nicely set out, very modern, and they've certainly invested a bob or two in this place, that's for sure. Lovely. Lounge area up above, and just before we head up there, lovely seating area there. There's the laundry point, all automated. Cash in, you select your machine and stick your money in. £5.50, £3 for, or €3 for drying, £5.50 for a wash, which is cheaper than Croatia, I seem to remember, from last September when we were down there. But yeah, God, look at that. Do people really iron when they're on holiday? Surely not. And then finally, the lounge area. Pool tables, table football. Lovely bit of seating. And there we are, over the other side of the pool area. Gym back over there in the distance. Manicured grass around the pool. They've got some of those little apartments as well, like a bit bigger than the wooden versions that were on the edge of the site. A few of the old games and bits and bobs, console games, and of course a bar. We've actually got a pitch down towards the end of the site, back of the site, straight ahead here, which is actually turned out to be a really good spot because nothing goes by us on one side, and it's been, well, as you can hear at the moment, it's just, we're about 7:15 now, it's just bird song, and really is very peaceful, very quiet, and of course lovely to have a stroll up and down all these aisles of mohos and vans. Pinch some ideas, of course, as you do. I bet you do it too. Pinch some ideas. Oh, we could do with one of those. And oh, that looks quite good. I wonder how much they are. We've all been there, haven't we? Doing the model too. Pimping your pitch. In fact, I have to confess, when we arrived here, we did do a bit of that. Nikki's famed multicoloured mat has grown a bit, and we got ourselves a piece of ground sheet because it was really sandy. So here we go. Here's our pitch. As I say, it's about 100 square metres was one of the options. Prices are up there on the screen or in the description below. Got your grey water drop out there, fresh water tap, electric in, so absolutely loads of space. Water hose out, ready to go for the next time we need filling up, and then a really nice outlook. Dead quiet at night, really quiet. I bolted down the washing line with a couple of nails as it was blowing when we got it, and you can definitely see last night's thunderstorm remnants. Hence the canopy is right down, doing its rain runoff bit. And because it was a bit windy yesterday as well, I left the legs unextended, because I find, in fact, let me know if you find the same, but I find that these bits, when you raise the leg up, it's actually, they're not that strong to hold it, particularly if the wind gets up. And I've certainly had it before where this will actually drop down in the wind with the vibration from the wind, so I've deliberately left these unextended at the moment. In fact, it provides quite a good sunshade. Left them unextended, so if the wind gets up again, which is a sort of pattern at the moment in the afternoons, the wind gets up, then everything, the straps should hold it all. And then Peggy the trailer on the back, had to take the trailer off to get her backed in and unload the bike as well, of course, because we were getting plenty of use of that. And then easiest place to leave the trailer while we were away was, of course, hooked back to the van because it locks on there. So that's us all set on the pitch. Fantastic, and the Kadak will be getting a bit of a kick in, I'm sure. Definitely in this weather. Beautiful. I might even, the collapse waste, grey water waste, I might even get that out and have a mess around with it and see if I can get it to run from the van down to the grey waste. Got it in the garage there, just yet to put it all together. In anger, as they say. Thermal screens on, and we might also be needing a bit of that today. Keep some of that blazing sun out, although it's going to be beautiful. Lovely.
Well, I really like this place because the swimming pool is just huge.
Yes, as you saw in the film. 60
metres, I love that. And, you know, it just doesn't get busy because it's so big. And it's beautiful. Yeah, the resort, great facilities here. The new block is amazing, isn't it? It's all brand new. The new,
lovely,
the new part of it.
Yeah.
Which makes it nice when it's new. It's clean. And the restaurant, oh my goodness, we did have a good meal there as well.
Yes.
Really good value, huge portions, wasn't it?
Chicken salad, lovely. Yeah. Very good.
The location's great. You know, you've got the beach on your doorstep. And there's lots to explore in and around, so a thumbs up from us, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really nice site. There might be possibly another film from this area, just a few of our little day trips out, so you can see some of the sites in and around the Rubina Resort here in northeastern Spain, so check out the channel for those. And until then, we wish you a very goodbye. See you very soon, guys.
See you soon.
See ya.
Bye.